No matter how much I try to explain this and try to get how I feel right now about what is about to happen, it is just crazy. For the first time in Egypt, exclusively right here on Ani, we have a legend in the house, someone who's going down into history books. There's no one that does not know the name or the song at this point. We have the one and only Luis Fonsy. Welcome to Egypt.
Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful introduction.
Cool. Thank you.
Like,
well done.
I could leave right now and I'll be happy.
Thank you. You're way too kind.
Thank you.
I have a question before we officially start this interview. I heard as soon as you landed in Egypt, and this is your first time, you were in Cairo, and you had to see the pyramids before you came to the North Coast.
I had to. You know, it's a must. I had to stop. They told us it was in the way. You know, we've been flying since yesterday. It's been a long flight. It got delayed. It got a little crazy, but I called them my family, my crew who travels with me. You know, it's our first time here, and it's so majestic to see the pyramids for the first time.
Couldn't say no.
I mean, you guys see them all the time, but for somebody who sees them for the first time, it is a little bit...
Is it everything you ever imagined?
I don't want to say overwhelming, but it is majestic. It is just, you know, it's so... You almost get a little emotional when you see, you know, it's such a huge part of history right there in front of you. So I had to do the picture. I had to just take it all in, just, you know, digest this beautiful energy, get in the car, and now I'm here and I'm happy to be here.
Fonsy! Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, lo vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Esa mi boca, lugares favoritos. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, lo vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Buscar tus gritos, y que olvides tu apellido.
Speaking of majestic and speaking of journeys, I want to go back to the actual journey, the Despacito journey. I mean, 2 years ago you co-wrote it with Erica, your favorite co-writer ever, and then you reached out to Daddy Yankee, and then a few months later Justin Bieber reaches out to you.
Yeah.
How was that? I wanted to take the Egyptian audience through the history, the story behind Despacito, the ride.
Yeah, basically the way Despacito was born, it was just born like every other song I've written for the last 20 years with my guitar.
Yeah.
You know, I woke up one morning with that melody in my head, Despacito, Despacito. It just happened to like just go over and over and over again. So I started, you know, working on that melody. I met with Erica, who I had a writing session booked for that day, and I sang the song for her. I still didn't have the full lyric, but I had sort of the main idea, and she
is your favorite co-writer.
She's definitely one of my favorites. You know,
why?
I don't have any favorites. Because I've worked with just amazing people.
Yeah.
However, I will say that I love to write with women.
Okay.
I love to write with females. To me is, you know, when I do co-writes, it's so important to have the female point of view.
The perspective, yes.
Perspective in
Especially on such a song, because it's not really, it's borderline sexy, borderline, but it's not offensive. So I think this is where you were going with the song.
It's definitely very sensual, but to have a female's point of view, and Erica is very careful with her words, and she is a poet. And I like to be very careful with what I say, you know. So we found that happy medium.
It's the feel-good tune.
Yeah, you know, it's supposed to make a female, you know, feel sexy, because it's always saying, you know, how important she is to this guy who's looking at her.
Yes, ay bandito.
But ay bandito.
The waves are saying ay bandito.
But it's a song, you know, from the beginning, the main idea of the song was just to make you dance, to make you smile, to make you get out of your chair and just move. And it's been such a beautiful surprise to see how everybody has connected to the song, to see how it's opened so many doors for me, for Erica, for Daddy Yankee, who was a huge part of this song, and I'm so grateful that he accepted to be a part of this song. You know, for Justin Bieber, who later, you know, in the remix version reached out and wanted to also be a part of this song. You know, it all came together like a big family.
Remember that 2 a.m. phone call?
Yeah.
In Italy.
I was in Italy, you know. I was like, Bieber heard the song and he wants to sing, and I was like, what? And it was cool, you know. It was great because I didn't picture somebody like Justin Bieber, you know, really joining a song like Despacito. But when I heard it, it just made, you know, complete sense, and it took the song to it gave it a different vibe, and I think it helped, you know, sort of open doors in different countries where they didn't know me and they knew him. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for everybody believing in the song.
And we're actually going to get to that point. But since the video, the music video was released, now I'm going to go to YouTube first. Did you ever imagine that at one point in your life you're going to have the highest, you're going to break the record on YouTube and have the highest viewed video, and people are expecting that by the end of this year it might actually reach 5 billion?
It's crazy.
How does that even make you feel?
It's, you know, I always tell the story and people laugh. When we first released the video, my personal goal was to reach 1 million the first day. To me, that was like winning the lottery.
That's it right there.
That was like, woo, I'm a rock star. And I was like, you know, I kept on looking and refreshing YouTube, you know, checking. I'm like, oh, we're getting close to the million. And we got to the million, and we got to 2 million, 3, 4. I think we got to like 5 million the first day, which was a record.
First day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a record. And then the second day, we did like 8 million. And then the third day, we did like 12 million. And then from there on, we did like 20 million a day, or something like that. Like right now, we're doing 20 million views a day.
Wow.
Which is unbelievable for a Spanish video and for a video in general.
Of course.
Again, a big surprise. Didn't see it coming. You know, it was just again, it was just a feel-good video. I wanted to showcase kind of where the song and the inspiration came from, which is from where I'm from, Puerto Rico, which you guys are invited.
Of course.
And I hope
After
that they
this
treat
video,
you.
we're
Take you up on
definitely
that. We're going to take you up on
I
that.
hope that
plane.
they treat you as good as you guys are treating me here in Egypt.
It's great that you mentioned the video actually, because actually you have made it a point while shooting this video to shoot in the non-postcardy,
Yeah.
if you might call it, Puerto Rico. I mean La Perla, which is usually the avoided area of
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. You use the cuatro, use the timbales, which was very important for it to be local. And last but not least, even the model was the ex-Miss Universe
Yeah.
from Puerto Rico. And the whole idea was for it to be an organic video coming from the heart of what you have been working on, your first ever video dedicated to Puerto Rico, because for 9 albums, 19 years, you've been always doing the more of the pop, pleasing crowd kind of songs, you know what I mean? Now this video reached the world, as you said. How's that? What is next?
You know, I really wanted to, I've shot videos before in Puerto Rico, but I really wanted to capture the essence of the people, of the culture, of the music, of the street. And when I say I didn't want to go to the postcard kind of picture, I didn't want to go to the beautiful palm tree and white
Pina
sandy
colada.
beaches and the pina colada, which I love, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
That's
But
the
you
Puerto
wanted
Rico.
the real heart
But
of-
for this song, I wanted to remember when I was a kid in the street playing, you know, with a baseball, with a broomstick, and watching my dad and my grandfather play dominoes, and watching the local musicians just kind of jam out and people just dancing. That's what I wanted to capture. You know, that sexy Latin dancing and you know, that beautiful Latin girl who kind of makes everybody fall in love with her, which in this case is Zuleika Rivera, who's, like you mentioned, first of all, she's a great friend, and that's why I asked her to be in the video. And second of all, she's beautiful, and she's, you know, we're very proud of her success because she's Miss Universe. So I'm just so proud that everybody's getting to know a little bit of Puerto Rico because of Despacito.
Did you ever think that it would have that kind of effect on Puerto Rico? Like the fact that the world would suddenly turn around and realize how beautiful an effect the actual tourism take you somewhere else.
I think out of all the records, the sales, the platinum albums, the streaming, the video, out of all the barriers that we've broken, the two that I'm most proud of is, first of all, the fact that the tourism has changed in such a positive manner in Puerto Rico, and the fact that this song has sort of opened the door for Latin music, not just for me or Daddy Yankee or for the song itself, but just for Latin music in the world. The fact that the language barrier has been broken, that a song that's not in English can be #1 in the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I hope that it keeps on happening, not only in Spanish, in any other language, in German, in French. You know, I think music, it's its own language. And I think if the melody and the passion is strong enough, we can overcome the fact that we don't understand every single word, because it's what makes us feel good.
Definitely.
So that's what I'm most proud of.
Latin American music has been always part of the world's playlists. And with names like Ricky Martin, like Enrique Iglesias, like Shakira, with huge hits like La Bamba all the way back, and then Macarena, and then Despacito now, it has been already out there. Spanish songs has been already out there. But you have emphasized more than once through your interviews that you think that this huge success of Despacito will bring Spanish music to an even bigger ground, the Latin music to an even bigger ground. Where next do you want, or do you think the Latin music should go?
I think first of all, we have to keep on making great songs. You know, I don't see it as now Latin music has to be even more bigger because it's Latin music. I think it's all within us. We have to keep on making great songs. We have to keep on pushing the envelope and making people fall in love with our music. So we have to do the work, and we hope that people welcome us like they've welcomed Despacito and other Latin songs in the past, like the great names you just mentioned, who are all dear friends and who are all incredibly talented. And they've sort of paved the way for songs like Despacito to get there. You know, I never take full credit for this. You know, this started a long time ago with Julio Iglesias and Jose Feliciano and Gloria Estefan and Ricky.
We're huge here, by the way, in Egypt. You have no idea how much love we have for
so
this
those guys,
here.
you know, they've been doing this for a long time, and I've grown up in a bicultural setting. I'm from Puerto Rico, but I grew up in the United States. So I speak fluent English, and I've listened to Spanish music and American music as well. So it makes me even more proud to see how people are welcoming this kind of music.
What is your ultimate musical goal, personally? I mean, we're just talking about the genre of music right now, and how music makes people feel. But for you personally, when you sit and you think about it on your own, at the end of the day, what is your ultimate music goal?
I mean, I would love to win awards. I would love to win an American Grammy. I have Latin Grammys, but not an American Grammy. That to me would be amazing. But to be honest, longevity. That is my ultimate goal. To be able to do this for a long time. I've been doing this for 20 years. So for a lot of people, I'm a new artist.
No, of course. For the world, you're a new artist. But for Latin America, you're a huge artist.
But I've been doing this for 20 years, and I hope I can do it for 20 more years. You know, I hope I can kind of keep on doing it and enjoying it like I'm enjoying it nowadays.
You've been part of let's just call it a boy band when you were younger.
Yeah, a little bit.
Louis Vuitton from NSYNC.
Joey Vuitton.
Joey Vuitton, and I mean, this is crazy. The big guys.
Yeah, the big guys. I love those guys are my brothers. I was actually just talking to them a few hours ago via chat. They're my brothers. They helped me. They were so crucial in that transition between Puerto Rico and the United States, where I spoke very little English, where I didn't have any friends, and music was sort of my. It helped transition, and it was my escape. And I met those guys in school, and we did sort of like an a cappella group, and I love them. I love those guys.
You're still in contact.
Are you? They're family. I talk to them once a week. I literally just spoke to them a few hours ago because we're planning on meeting up eventually very soon in New York. So yeah, they're great guys.
All right. Well, lastly, when you were approached to come and sing in Egypt, and specifically at a summer destination like the North Coast, what was your initial reaction or feedback? How did you feel? And what was your expectation, and what happened when you arrived?
Let me tell you, it's probably been one of the most exciting news when I started getting the tour schedule, and I started seeing all these new European countries and Middle Eastern countries that I was going to visit. when I saw Egypt, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a mistake. I was like, wait a minute, they want to hear my song in Egypt, you know, and it was so exciting. You know, it's very surreal. Unfortunately, it's a very quick visit.
But not the last. Definitely.
I'm not even going to sleep here. I kind of just landed, I sing and I leave. But it's definitely the first of many more visits. We already have plans on doing even bigger concerts with my full band, with everybody.
Yes.
This is a small sort of appearance that I'm doing now, but it's so important to sort of plant that seed.
Yes.
And get people to kind of hear me, enjoy this beautiful crowd. And again, this is the beginning of many more things to come.
Well, you're definitely invited again.
Thank you.
All right, even from us personally, that has to happen. We must see you again for
Yes.
sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we need
thank
to
you.
do the final before thanking you again for being here.
Yeah.
We need to do a trial, okay, which will definitely fail. Ready?
I will fail?
No,
No,
we will fail.
Ah, okay.
We have
I was like, don't make me fail on TV.
No, you're gonna save us.
So there we go. Are you ready?
We're ready. Here we go.
We're gonna show you how we do it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'll let you guys fail first.
Yeah, okay. So, are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Despacito.
Cantas al oído para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo.
Despacito.
Quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga.
Allah.